Welcome to the Home Services Home Show, where you learn everything you need to.
And a whole lot you don't.
That's for sure.
A lot.
Do we want to get into Packer football for like 2 seconds?
We can. It's over.
1, 2. Okay, we're done.
Gone.
Just like their season. And Micah Parsons' ACL. Good news is I've heard some whispers that Christian Watson's, dear Lord, is not injured as bad as we maybe thought. I thought he broke his collarbone.
I thought it was collarbone.
Like that. I'm like, you land like that, you broke your collarbone.
Yeah.
Our offense changed when he came back.
Correct. And it changed when he left yesterday.
He is a problem.
Correct.
And it really changed when he went out. They didn't know what to do.
They know what to do.
What after he went out, what did Love get sacked like 3 times?
Yeah. And it was like
because it takes 2 guys to guard him.
Correct.
Hopefully Christian Watson comes back and Micah Parsons, man.
How crazy it was looking at Denver and seeing people in T-shirts.
It was 60 degrees.
My daughter goes to Bozeman. It's college in Bozeman. She says, I'm like, I was looking for flights. I'm like, Rylan, is it busy ski time over there? She goes, Dad, there's no snow in Bozeman yet. There's no snow.
Well, there's never snow in Bozeman.
Well, yeah, but up on Bridger and all that. I mean,
there's no snow in Big Sky?
No, not really. It's not been snowing like normal. It snowed a couple months.
We got it all?
Well, we're getting something.
We got all the snow. Snowmobile trails are open. Ski resorts.
It was interesting to think that people are in Denver in a winter climate in T-shirts, and we are freezing our tails off. Which brings us to the topic.
Ice dams. Like, look, if you're watching this from Wisconsin, the ice dams that I am seeing I can't think of a time in December where I've drove around and seen the ice dams that I've seen, which we know some of these people are getting leaking. Like, right. It's bad, and it's already this bad. It's only going to get worse. Only going to get worse.
So what? 3 more months of winter left?
Yeah. I was over in Verona this weekend on the west side of Madison. My daughters had a dance thing, and I had some time. I was just driving around. What do I do when I drive around? I look at gutters and roofs. That's just what I do. I can't look at their insulation. But I'm looking at gutters and roofs, and I'm telling you, I was in the older part of town, so these were all, 100-year-old homes to like 1950s probably. The only homes that did not have massive ice dams and massive icicles, they raked their roof.
Sure.
They pulled the snow off their roof. They did not have icicles. Some of the other homes that had smaller ice dams, but lots of icicles, were people that had gutter products like we sell.
Mm-hmm.
Went past a couple gutter shutter customers, and they did not have ice dams. They had massive icicles. So that's something we can talk about quick, too, about
difference.
The difference, right? So should I get into that right now, you think?
Well, yeah. So I think, Ted, we should hit on, we at least should hit on this one as an overview is prevention versus elimination in ice dams. Is it even possible? And then
the only way
to ice dams.
The only way to ensure that you are not going to get an ice dam would be what?
Move to Florida.
Yes, that would be the best thing to do. I like that. Move to Florida. If you get an ice dam in Florida, like, people are dying.
Well, iguanas are falling from trees. Our pets' heads are falling off.
We got no food. We got no jobs. Our pets' heads are falling off. Okay, just calm down.
Sorry.
It's a Dumb and Dumber reference. Is to get snow off your roof before they can form, right? That's it. And unless you have like a nice first story Rambler, it probably is not happening. I have a lake place, has solar panels, and when it snows, I go up and I shovel off the solar panels, because if I don't,
no power.
I have power, but I have to pay for it. And there's been 3 snows up there. I'm about ready to say, screw it.
Pay the electric bill?
Pay my electric bill, because it sucks. It's not fun at all. It's hard. But getting the snow off the roof.
So that is the way to only limit.
That's it. Not have any snow. So the last couple of years, we haven't really seen it. We've gotten snow, but it never really stuck.
Right.
Like, it just melted.
Right.
And if it just melts, you're good. The problem is if your home itself is making it melt.
Right. There's really 2 ways to get ice dams. Either environmental, which is solar gain on the roof, that the roof soaks up the sun, melts the snow, water runs down, freezes it down. That we call that environmental.
And it mostly freezes at your gutters.
It's your gutters.
Because the metal is colder than your roof.
Remember as a kid, they dared you to touch a tongue to a flagpole. Same thing happens when
Metal.
water runs on your roof, hits your metal gutters, they freeze.
Freeze.
I don't care if you have open style gutters, you have a cover gutter of some sort. When liquid water hits metal, it's below freezing, it has to freeze.
Yep.
Okay. So that's the first way that we get icicles and ice dams, water running in your house, environmental. The second one is caused by your house. And that's just about you actually making so much heat in your attic that you're losing through your house that you're actually melting the underside of that roof deck.
Mhm.
And that might be even more dangerous than environmental.
Well, that is more dangerous because what happens then is a lot of people don't realize this is that's when you see the ice dam starting up on the roof.
Correct.
Because what happens is it gets to the soffit,
Yep.
which is outside the warm wall of your home. So that part is really cold. So it gets down there and it freezes.
Damn. Freeze on the shingle.
It freezes on the shingle. And then it thaws and it freezes. And it thaws and it freezes. And now that ice dam starts to build up. And at some point, it just starts gets underneath the shingles and it expands. And it gets underneath the shingles and it expands. And then it starts to come into the house.
Well, and I bet you if it keeps up the way it's going, we'll see ice dams a foot, 2 feet
Yep.
thick. Like
Yep.
it's going to be bad. And here's the crazy part is, and this is where when it comes to roofing, people are like, well, they did. I think they did a pretty good roof for me. This is when the details matter so much, right? Like
Everything.
we you're supposed to be inside the warm wall with your
2
ice with your ice and water. A lot of roofers don't. They say, well, we're putting ice and water on your house, so trust me, we're good. You might be having a problem.
Well, let's say you got a 2.5, 3 foot overhang and you put one row of ice and water. It doesn't do you
I
any
have no
good.
protection.
It does you no good at all. So we want to make sure those details are done right. So how do we prevent them, Joshua?
Well,
Okay, besides getting the snow off the roof,
move to Florida.
but move again. It sounds like we're moving to Florida.
So the eliminating or reducing your ice dams comes down to a couple things, right?
Mhm.
Breaking your roof. That's like you said earlier, like that if you can physically do it, it's a safe play.
If you can do it and your ice dams are causing a big problem, like if you can do that, even if you can only get the first 4 or 5
couple
feet,
get it
that's good.
if it's that bad for you.
Yep.
Right. And then the other part of it is truly insulation, ventilation, making sure the attic, making sure you're not making it worse by your house.
Insulation or air sealing?
Insulation, air season, and ventilation. Let's go all three.
You skipped air sealing.
The trifecta. Insulation.
That is a very
and
important part.
ventilation.
So we gain heat, we heat up our house, we're not air sealed properly. So even if you're insulated properly, I think people need to understand that.
Point.
Even if you're insulated properly, let's even say you've got an R60, you've got 17 beautiful inches of either fiberglass or cellulose, whatever. It's not going to air seal. So once that warm air gets up there into your attic through any of the penetrations, it's there, right? Even it doesn't matter how much insulation you have. Now it's moving up, and ventilation will help, but it's still making your attic warm. It's melting the snow, and then it's freezing at the edges or freezing at your gutters and creating an ice dam.
Correct.
That's why we want to make sure that it's properly air sealed.
Right. And here's the best way for people to test that theory. If you think we're crazy, walk by your outlets and put your hand by an outlet, either a switch or an outlet. You're
On
gonna
a nice cold day when your furnace is running.
you're gonna feel cold air pouring in that switch. Okay, well, where's that cold air coming from? Up in your attic.
Yep.
Right, because it's in a wall otherwise. I mean, it's falling on that wall, that cavity. So if cold air can fall down there, guess what warm air can do? Go right up it too. So warm air rises.
Same
cold air
with
falls.
plumbing penetrations.
Chimneys.
Same with top plates where walls are. Something that we've talked about before is a lot of homes nowadays have mostly a hardwood floors or vinyl plank flooring, but where you have carpet and you get all that dirt on the edge. A lot of people think, well, it's just because my vacuum doesn't reach it. No, wrong. It's actually because that your carpet right there so when they lay that sheetrock, they lift it up just a little bit off the floor. Close the seam. So, it sits up off the floor, maybe a half an inch. Air can travel up that through the wall because warm air rises. And as it does, your carpet right by the edge there actually works as a filter.
Like your furnace filter.
Just like your furnace filter. So as that air
It's a
keeps
little more expensive.
going through there time over time, it starts to make a little dirt ring around there. And then you're on the floor with the hose part trying to suck it up. That's just another, it's a sign of it's stack effect.
Right. So when we talk about doing the ultimate attic solution for this climate, we fix it the right way.
Yes.
We perfectly air seal. We insulate, put a nice warm blanket over top of it, and we make sure that roof is balanced as far as ventilation and
Ventilation's a huge
intake
part
and
of it.
exhaust ventilation. It takes it, and I shouldn't say any idiot can do it. About any contractor can put insulation in your house.
Oh, yeah.
Any contractor can put a roof on
Well,
your
in
house.
fact, you could go to Menards or Home Depot, and usually if you buy enough insulation, they'll let you use their insulation blower for free.
Correct. But it takes an expert to understand what a perfect air seal looks like, what a perfect insulation job looks like, and the balance of intake and exhaust ventilation in your attic. It takes an expert to understand that. And that's really what we specialized in. Like when it comes to that division of our company, we rock that part. That's
Yeah.
who we are.
Well, and if you get nothing else out of this, that you're understanding how ice dams form, what they are, and honestly, they can do a lot of damage. And the problem is a lot of the damage is by the time you see it,
It's a
it's
lot
been
more.
leaking for a long time because it's leaked through your roof, through your decking, through your insulation, and then you're finally seeing it. But what I want people to understand is adding insulation will not stop ice dams.
0% chance.
It will do nothing for it. And we've talked about this before, that insulation is actually more important in the summer when your attic's 140 degrees and it's not that insulation, that separation doesn't allow your ceiling to turn into a radiant oven. So a lot of people think, oh, I need more insulation. I need more ventilation. No, you need air sealing and proper insulation and ventilation. But air sealing is the most important part.
Correct. It's like sitting on a three-legged stool. If you take one of them out of there, you're crashing and burning.
It's not working.
No. And honestly, Andrew, we took years and years and years to become the experts in this field. And I think in the state, there's very few people that do it like we do.
It's the hardest thing we do.
That understanding the science, the why, and every action has a reaction. If you don't do it right, if a contractor doesn't do it right, it will cost you much more.
Well, look, we did it. We've done it wrong plenty of times. And what we've understand is that when you air seal, it's either, if you don't do it all right,
100% right,
you actually make certain areas worse because that air is going to try to get out of there one way or the other. So if we hit a few spots but miss a spot, basically then all the air is going through the one spot. It creates moisture issues. It creates mold issues. How do I know? Because we've done it. We've been through all of it. I'm not too proud to admit that.
That was years ago.
That was years ago. It's been a long time. So what we did realize was, look,
we know the way to do it the right way.
We cannot air seal properly with insulation in your attic. And so I think a lot of people are shocked because our price is higher because we know how it needs to be done right. And I think go back to my old analogy, which can really play a part right now is.
That is.
Huh?
This is good.
You know where I'm going.
I know exactly where you're going.
Okay. And if anybody listening has a dog, you got a dog? Ever had a dog? You've never had a dog.
Does your neighbor have a dog? Okay, what's a dog do every morning? And?
Takes a dump.
Takes a dump.
Okay. Try to go out in the snow right now and pick up dog poop.
That's buried
under the snow. Okay. Trying to air seal an attic with insulation in it is like trying to pick up dog poop that's buried under snow. Will you find some of it? Sure. Find some of it. You're going to find all of it? No, it's impossible. We have to remove your insulation. It's like doing a roof. We have to get down to the decking to make sure that's in good shape so we can prep it and do the critical details properly. If someone says they can come in and do a great job air sealing with 15, 16 inches of insulation in your attic, it's impossible. Even if you can find all the spots that need to be insulated, try this. Go up in your attic, move a bunch of cellulose or fiberglass over, and try to work without it falling back down on your work.
Impossible.
It's impossible. So we used to try, and why did we try?
Because people wanted a lower price.
We wanted to save people money. And in the long run, we did a worse job. A lot of times we'd have to go back and remove all the insulation
and do it right.
Find the spots we missed and then re-insulate. So
I've always said if it's not done 100% right, it's 100% wrong.
It is. With insulation, it is. That's why I said it's the hardest thing that we've ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, honestly, just the fact of working in an attic, it's a physically very demanding job. But then to do the details properly, that's why you just have a lot of people that we call blow and go guys. They we'll come and blow some insulation in, but that's not going to fix your problem. That's not going to fix your ice dam. Not going to do it.
Right.
So proper air sealing, proper insulation, proper ventilation. And then some people, doing a little roof raking still not the worst thing in the world.
I had a real quick before we go. I had an example a couple years ago. It was a cold. I'll never forget. It was a cold March day, and I had a shadow on my roof from a dormer,
I
right?
think I remember
And
this.
and the air temperature was like 18 degrees. So in the shade, what do you think my roof temperature was?
18
18
degrees?
degrees would make sense, right? But where the sun was hitting the roof, it was 18 degrees.
40,
It
50
was like
degrees?
50 degrees. So think
Crazy.
about that. So 18 degrees outside. Now it's colder than that now, but at 18 degrees, if it's sunny on it, it can be in the 50s.
So so that right there is
That's
an
environmental.
example of doesn't matter how good your air sealing or your insulation is. In that instance, Mother Nature is going to help you get some ice dams.
It's gonna make water.
Yes. But let's talk about real quick. On your old house, the possibility of an ice dam was a lot lower because of the gutters that you had.
That is correct.
Having a covered gutter, I don't care what the brand is. It could be a screen, it could be a cover, it could be a one-piece system. You are going to have more icicles. I guarantee it. But would you rather have more icicles or more ice and snow pushing up onto the roof? So let's picture this. My hand is an open gutter. And as the water comes down, it hits that, it freezes, and then we got freeze thaw, freeze thaw, freeze thaw, and it just builds up, builds up, builds up. But with a covered gutter system, that it might build up a little, and then it just starts to slide forward, and then you get these big icicles. And now, while for some people it's a big issue, maybe it drips over their front door, it's better than having an ice dam. An ice dam leads to leaking. It leads to premature wear of your shingles.
Yes.
This is allowing
When
to
water
shut
gets in your house, it's a very expensive because
Very
you have a lot of rotten things happen before you truly see the
Just
damage.
finding where it leaked into your house is a huge problem. And honestly, with an ice dam,
It could be
I
anywhere.
mean, it could be leaking over here. It could be coming in the house over here, but it's actually leaking over there. It's almost impossible.
It is.
So covered gutter systems are going to allow for less ice damming and more icicles. And I mean, forever we'd get homeowners calling because they'd never experienced it before. I have all of this ice buildup I never had before. Yes, you did.
You just never saw it.
You didn't see it
Right.
because it was in the gutters.
Or
And
up
you
your
might
roof.
see it built up a little bit. Now you can see all of it because it's not built up in the gutters, which is actually better for your home. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it is.
Right.
I mean, I actually saw a house yesterday that we put gutters on. It darn near had icicles that went all the way to the ground. This was a first-story house, but
Imagine if
he had no ice on their roof. But it was a Cape Cod.
Sure.
So it had no snow on the roof. Every bit of snow had melted off the roof.
they paid to melt the snow. With their heat, they paid from their inside.
Oh, yeah, it was,
Yeah,
it
they
was like,
paid
yes.
they paid
Yes.
to melt their
It
snow.
all melted off, and they had huge icicles, but they had no ice damming. They're not going to have leak problems. They got
icicle problems.
pretty icicles. Put some lights behind them. They look cool. So, I mean, I guess in kind of wrapping this up, key points on best way to get rid of ice dams, real quick.
Inspect your insulation in your attic, your air sealing. Make sure it's all done properly. If you have to rake, you have to rake. Or you just got to sit back and enjoy Wisconsin.
Or move.
Or move to Florida.
Or move to Florida, and then just don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because if you move to Florida, you could set your heat at 50 in the winter in Wisconsin. You're probably not going to get any ice dams. You know what I'm saying?
Correct. That's a fact.
I mean, not as bad, right?
Correct.
But if you do, you're not going to care because you're sipping a Corona on the beach.
Correct. Not so bad.
No big deal.
But when it comes down to living here, if you have questions, you have concerns, call us. Our guys will come out. Our guys are amazing. They're going to educate you. First off, they're going to inspect like no one inspects.
No.
They're going to give you the tools to see exactly what they're seeing from where they are. You're going to be way more educated when they got there. And if they can physically help you make your house better, we'll try to help you. If you want us to do that, great. If not, minimum you learn a whole lot more about your house, how it works, why it works, and down the road you can look at it. But our guys know how to fix it the right way. Ultimate Attic Solution is a beast. It's an amazing way. It's the only way to fix your attic.
And it's going to make your house much more comfortable and efficient in the summer as well.
Correct.
This is a year-round thing. So
let us help you.
Yeah, let us help you because I mean these ice dams started early this year. Early.
This may be the old normal. We don't know what the new normal is yet. This is a winter like the old normal.
We haven't had this in a while.
So
quite a while. So
awesome.
All right. Well, if you like what you hear or you got questions, check us out on all the social media channels on LarsonHomeservices.com, KeeneyHomeservices.com. And
lastly, if you don't see beforehand, have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Enjoy time with the family. It's that time of year. Should be
That's what it's all about.
Should be fun.
You shouldn't be worrying about ice dams while you're celebrating Christmas with your family.
That's
Just
it.
gonna leave you with that.
There you go. See you
See you
guys.
later.